The Bundle of Sticks. Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by rolling hills and whispering woods, there lived an old farmer with his 4 sons. Now, this farmer was no ordinary farmer. He was wise, kind, and had a magical way of planting seeds that grew into the juiciest fruits and the healthiest vegetables. But there was one thing that made him very, very sad. His 4 sons just couldn't stop fighting. Oh, they fought over everything. Why did you get the biggest potato? Why do I always have to milk the cow? It's your turn. Oh, please, you can't even stack hay properly? Let me do it. The poor farmer would shake his head and sigh. He loved his sons dearly, but he began to worry. What will happen to them when I'm gone? They'll never survive if they keep fighting like this. One day, the farmer had an idea. A brilliant idea. He called his sons to gather in the courtyard. "Boys," he said, stroking his gray beard, "I have something very important to teach you today." The brothers groaned. "Is it another lecture about teamwork?" muttered one. But the farmer pretended not to hear and handed each son a single stick. "Now," he said, standing tall and dramatic like a wizard in a story, "I want you to break your stick in half." The brothers looked at him, confused. "That's it? Easy," they said, snapping their sticks like they were twigs from a campfire. Crack, 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 crack. The old farmer nodded thoughtfully. "Very good. Now?" And here he reached behind him and pulled out a bundle of sticks tied tightly with a piece of twine. "Let's try something else. I want you to break this bundle of sticks." The brothers blinked. "The whole bundle? At once?" "Exactly," said the farmer with a twinkle in his eye. The first son grabbed the bundle, puffed out his chest, and tried to break it. He grunted, groaned, and strained until his face turned red like a tomato. But snap? Nope, nothing. The second son tried next. He twisted and turned and even sat on the bundle. But snap? Nope, not even close. The third son and the fourth son tried together, pulling and pushing and wrestling with the bundle as if it were a stubborn goat. But even with 2 of them, snap? Nope. The bundle stayed as solid as a log. Finally, the brothers admitted defeat. "Father," they said, panting and rubbing their sore arms, "it's impossible. We can't break the bundle." The old farmer smiled. "Exactly," he said. "You see, my sons, a single stick can be broken easily. But when sticks are bundled together, they are unbreakable. It's the same with all of you. If you're divided and fighting all the time, you'll be as weak as a single stick. But if you stand together like this bundle, no one will ever be able to break you." The brothers looked at each other, their eyes wide with realization. "So, if we work together, we'll be stronger?" asked one. "Stronger than you can imagine," said the farmer, his voice warm and wise. From that day on, the brothers tried their best to get along. Oh, they still bickered sometimes. After all, they were brothers. But whenever they were tempted to fight too much, they'd remember the bundle of sticks and how strong they could be if they just stuck together. And sure enough, their farm grew even more beautiful, their crops even more bountiful, and their laughter even louder. And so they lived, happily united, ever after. The summary. Now gather round, little ones, because here's the part where the story whispers its secrets. Once upon a time, there were 4 brothers who learned something big from their father. The first thing they discovered was that fighting and arguing only makes things harder. Imagine a single stick. It's so easy to snap, just like their tempers when they fought. But when they worked together, they were as strong as a whole bundle of sticks. The second thing they noticed was that life is much more joyful when they helped each other instead of competing. After all, planting seeds is faster when four hands work together. And oh, the fun they had when they laughed and played as a team. And finally, they realized something magical. When you stand united, you can face anything, no matter how hard or scary it seems. Whether it's a storm on the farm or a grumpy goat that refuses to move, nothing is too tough when you have your family or friends by your side. So remember, little listeners, together we are unstoppable, just like the bundle of sticks. And that's a story worth sharing forever. The end.